Let's now go to comprehensive health history. Let's discuss social history. Social history, this portion of the health history seeks to create a living picture of the patient as a person. In many instances, the patient's belief and practices may not be consistent with those of the provider. Remember, the goals of obtaining the health history are to acquire information to support accurate clinical decision making and to establish a partnership or relationship with the person that will allow for the development of a culturally appropriate plan of care that maximizes adherence. Avoid being judgmental. A condescending or disapproving manner will close communication and deny the provider current and future success to initial information. Key elements in the social history include personal data, note place of birth, birth order, description of childhood family, noting family status intact, separated or divorced, single parent, happy, abusive, and so on. Brief description of childhood and young adulthood, level of education, marital status, and description of current family unit. For occupation, describe current or former work status, full-time, part-time, or retired, job training, level of responsibility, if pertinent to the management of the patient's care, such as hypertensive patient in high stress position, occupational exposure to health hazards such as excessive noise, pollution, toxic chemicals or vapors, infectious agents, and availability and use of protective clothing and equipment. As the patient responds to questions about work, try to assess the importance of his or her work to self-image. For housing, note type, examples, private home, walk-up apartment. If the patient owns or rents the residence, type and adequacy of heat, cooling, humidification, refrigeration, cooking facilities, any potential hazards such as asbestos or lead-based paint, which is found in some houses built before the 1970s, safety of the surrounding neighborhood, and if an apartment, the building itself, telephone access, pets, and single level or multiple levels in home, including information about stairs, number of flights, elevator, and other details. Additional information may be sought based on the particular needs of the patient. For example, if a patient presents with asthmatic symptoms, inquire about the type of floor covering in the home. Carpeting may harbor dust mites, mold, and other allergens that can trigger asthmatic symptoms. For safety, assess and record data about the patient's actual or potential exposure to environmental hazards, as well as her or his safety practices. Environmental considerations include the patient's perception about the safety of her or his neighborhood, work environment, and transportation. It also includes asking about safety needs that are patient specific. For example, does the home have smoke alarms, windows guards for child protection in elevated apartments, or a carbon monoxide alarm in a home using fuel, oil, or heating? If the patient has functional limitations, are assisted devices such as bathtub bars in place. Note safety practices. Practices include such behaviors as use of seatbelts and not drinking and driving. Lastly, socioeconomic status. We note the adequacy of personal and or family income to meet basic requirements for housing, food, and clothing. Does income allow for discretionary expenditures for recreation or travel? Does the patient or family have health coverage? If so, note type, private, Medicare, Medicaid, and so on. What is the extent of coverage? Does it include reimbursement of health promotional interventions and dental care? If it includes a prescription plan, is coverage limited to generic drugs or to medications chosen from pre-approved formulary. Other information such as which diagnostic and treatment procedures, if any, require pre-approval can be determined when a specific expensive test or procedure is being considered. Thank you for your attention.